Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're looking at a single source, a recent video assessment of a website.
Right, and we're using it to unpack what digital consumer transparency really looks like.
Exactly. The focus is on how third-party tools try to figure out if a website is, legitimate. The site in this case is called BloomyRose Review.
And just to be clear, our mission here isn't to pass judgment on that site itself.
No.
We're dissecting the methodology. How did this tool come up with its score? For you listening, this is all about understanding what digital accountability looks like.
Okay, let's unpack this then. What were the key findings? What did this third-party assessment actually say?
Well, the headline finding was something they call an address score.
An address score. And for BloomyRose Review, that score was 35% out of 100.
Yeah, 35%. And in this space, a score like that is highly cautionary. It immediately raises some questions.
It seems incredibly low. What does it even mean for a site to get a 35?
If we connect this to the bigger picture, a 35% score really signals a profound lack of, let's say, digital verifiability.
So it's about how easy it is to trace who's behind it.
Exactly. It's a measure of digital trust. Anything below 50% usually means the site is actively hiding some foundational data that most legitimate places are happy to share.
Okay, this is where it gets really interesting for me. The assessment got to that 35% figure by checking 40 different elements.
40, yes.
We can't go through all 40, obviously.
Okay.
But what were some of those technical elements? What kind of things were they looking for?
It really falls into a few key areas. The review specifically looked at, hidden content details, technical stuff.
Like what?
Things like where the website is hosted, what kind of technology it's using, the site's apparent physical location, even its popularity metrics.
And based on those 40 points, the assessment basically concluded that the site's profile required significant consumer caution.
That's the bottom line, yes. The profile was murky.
So what does this all mean for someone who's just trying to use the site?
Well, here's what's fascinating. You see this really low score, this 35%.
Right.
But the review itself didn't just say avoid this site. It actually recommended that users should make a, and I'm quoting here, right conclusion on the basis of manually research.
So the automated score isn't the final word.
No, and that's the key distinction. It's about automated score versus human judgment. The low score is about technical hygiene. It's saying, look, 65% of this site failed to prove it was built transparently.
But the content might still be useful.
It might be. The reviewer recognized that. The tool flags the technical risk, but it doesn't and can't actually judge the content on the page.
So the takeaway for you, the listener, is that these metrics, these transparency scores, are really important.
They're a starting point.
Right. A low technical score is a prompt. It's not a final verdict. It should just start you on a path of further investigation, maybe into their ingredient sourcing or labeling accuracy or whatever claims they're making.
And we really need to be clear here. This is educational commentary. It is not medical advice, especially if the site happened to be reviewing health products.
Of course.
This is purely an analysis of digital marketing claims and how they're assessed.
So a final thought for you to explore. If only 35% of a website's digital profile checks out, what specific manual research steps should a cautious consumer prioritize?
That's a great question.
Do you start by trying to find the domain registration details? Or do you jump right to checking if their claims are backed up by official sources? Something for you to mull over.
Definitely.
So we covered the low score, the 40 metrics used to get there, and the critical importance of that manual follow-up.
Bridging the gap between the technical risk and the actual content value.
Exactly. That's all for this deep dive.